Vox Populi, Vox Dei. The voice of the people, or in other words, public opinion, is the cornerstone of our democratic decision. However, does it really even work? Bernardo here, and this week I'll debunk the majority myth. The idea that the best decision to be made is the one that most people agree with. It's called the unanimity fallacy. That sounds reasonable, as most fallacies do. We've built our democratic society under the assumption that the majority is always right. We live under the assumption that the more people accept one idea as correct, the more correct that idea is. The closer we get to unanimity, the closer we get to that 100% righteous answer to a problem. But that's not necessarily true when it comes to complex problems, such as a pandemic outbreak, a startup pivoting to make something new, or tackling climate change. There's a massive level of uncertainty there. The more variables a problem encompasses, the higher the level of complexity, therefore the lower the likelihood of consensus. Imagine throwing a dice 100 times and writing down the outcome. You should expect some level of uncertainty, and you should expect a varied distribution there. If you keep getting the same number over and over again, and after 100 tosses you only got one number out, there is something inherently wrong there. Not with your dice throwing skills, but with the dice itself. Real life is not that random though. However, in any complex decision-making process, if unanimity is easily reached, there's probably something wrong with the process. That process is most likely not respecting the varied distribution and the level of complexity that it does. Picture it, the top head boss gathering a meeting with 20, 30, 50 employees and claiming that he has the solution for the issue, and everyone agrees. Is that solution really that good, or is it just another case of terrible communication channels or even abuse of power? In politics, one could argue that we would only find unanimity in a totalitarian regime, and we all can relate to how bad that sounds. Complex problems require holistic solutions, and holistic solutions require a field in which ideas can flourish. And the setup of such field takes time, and you won't find unanimity right off the bat. It's really easy to give in to logical fallacies. Moreover, it's really tempting to give in to anchoring biases to avoid social scrutiny. But if you watch the watcher, that will definitely pay off. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me here. I would love to hear if you've been involved in any scenario that you can notice such bias. Stay safe, and as always, see you next week.